Hi there, it's Sam from Pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project is this one, and it is a tiny little tea light box. Well, I'm calling it that because I've put a tea light in it, but you could put something else in it because it's a reasonable size. It's 1 inch that way, 1.5 inches that way, and 2 inches that way. And although the tea light I've got inside it is an IKEA tea light which has a particular depth to it, I have made it bigger so it will fit a Yankee Candle tea light, or for those of you, I have got lots of Chandler friends who make their own tea lights and they come in a plastic cup. Now my lighting is a bit dodgy here, and they have tiny little, I think you can just about see little knobbly feet on them that adds depth, and obviously even just the cup is deeper. So you can fit one of those in there with no problem, but you could also fit little sweetie treats and stuff. So mine has got a tea light in it, but it's a kind of gorgeous goodie treat. But the best thing about this, and you know what a frugal gal I am, you can make 4 of these from 1 sheet of cardstock, because the measurement of this is 4 inches by 5.5 inches, which is 14 by 10 centimetres. And I have done it that way because if you work with 8.5 by 11 cardstock, the 4-inch width even, you're going to get 2 of those from the width, and I've cut it to 5.5 so you can get 2 from the length, so you're going with 11-inch cardstock. And the same with us, which in the UK you can get, and we work in metric, so 10 centimetres times 2 is 20, you've got a centimetre left over, and 14 centimetres times 2 is 28, and you've got a little bit left at the bottom, so you can get 4 no problem. Okay, I've got to get stamps into that I need for that. And what you do is you would stamp your entire sheet of, excuse me, I'm losing my voice today, too many videos. You would get quite easily from you wouldn't get at all, you would stamp all over your piece of cardstock first, then cut it afterwards. So that was the first sight stamp set. Love it, gorgeous, so pretty. I went real red on Whisper White for my original. This time I'm going Cherry Cobbler on Vanilla, just to get the different red and the different neutral background. And yeah, you just randomly stamp all over your piece of cardstock. There we go, easy peasy. And actually, while I've got this out, I've got a little scrap of vanilla here. I might as well do the other stamping, and I've got the Circle of Spring stamp set. I'm going with For You. There it is down at the bottom. And my tiniest, this is the smallest block. This is an A block. I don't know why I looked on the back, given that it's the smallest. It would make sense that it was the first letter in the alphabet. On there, 1-inch circle punch. And that's that done, so I can put that away and not potentially stick my elbow in it. Okay, now the scoring of this, very, very simple. We're going to score the long side first. All of the measurements are on my blog. There is a direct link to this project in the description bar, so click that open and you'll see a direct link to there. And we're going to score this. We're going to do the long side first. We're going to score it at 1 inch, 2.5, 3.5 and 5. Oh, and in metric, sorry, that's 2.5, 6.5, 9 and 13 centimetres. And flip it round and score it at 1 inch and 3 inches. Okay, so before I fold this, before I burnish it, I want to cut some bits away. So if I flip it over that way, we've got the same measurement top and bottom. That's fine, and a little jumped bit, so we're going to make this the bottom of the box. So cut away the thin rectangles that are on either side, so cut them away top and bottom. Okay, cut straight up the score lines on the bottom. Okay, and at the top, the only piece we're actually going to keep is that one rectangular part. If I just bend that slightly, there is a score line there. We're going to keep that and get rid of all of those. So because this is small, I'm doing it with my paper snips. But if you're not brave like me, you could do it with your trimmer or a longer pair of scissors. It is entirely your call. So we're going to cut that away, and that is the box you're left with, and a nice little bit that you could probably punch something out with. So that's the shape you're left with, and these have all been separated here at the bottom. Okay, so now I'm going to fold it. Now I'm going to burnish these score lines. On there, those. These would make great wedding favours. That was sort of half in the back of my mind when I was designing this and wanting to get 4 from a sheet of paper. I know what it's like to get married and spend a fortune on a wedding. So, you know, I understand that budgets need to sometimes be cut somewhere. So that was why I went with that. And so, yeah, I kind of went with small. Okay, so that bit is going to fold over here. Now, it isn't completely folded over and flush. That is partly because there's a tea light in there, but it's okay. You could make it flush if you had less stuff inside. Okay, so this tab here is going to stick inside. Oh, so I've got my fast fuse. Bring it round. So that seam there is the back of the box. So if you just fold in your sides and that base, and this part is going to come around and form the front. And it depends on how far you want that to fold in. Now, I found that if I put my candle in first, and you can see there's plenty of room there, so it doesn't have to just be your IKEA tea lights, but the cup ones will fit in as well, and obviously little sweets and treats. But if you put your candle in first and then bring it round, it doesn't over fold in at the sides. Does that make sense, or is that just waffle? I don't know. Hopefully it makes sense, because if you did it without, it would squash in too far at the sides. Okay, so I have got my Very Vanilla Baker's twine. That's a new twine we've got, and it's the thick one. So lovely whisper white one. Gorgeous. There might be some more colours coming soon. Yay, can't wait. Okay, so fold that up. Oh, I cut way too much off there, didn't I? So I've been frugal with the cardstock and completely wasteful with the twine. It's that kind of a day. Okay, so I'm just going to pull that, and it will fold round quite happily. But I now clearly have far too many fingers on my hand to tie a bow. What have I done there? Wednesday's project, I had no problem tying bows. Today, clearly, look, it's completely sideways and everything. Dangerous me. Me and ribbon is not a good combination. I reckon if I fiddle with that for the photos, it'll be fine. Let's trim off a bit more. Okay, so there it is, my little punch sentiment. I've got these teeny tiny flowers, and that's from the Tree Builder punch, and this little flower here is adorably cute. There it is, my piece of cherry cobbler. So I want 3 of these flowers. Oops. Three of those, my little spongy mat. I think I've gone miniature. I've actually got 2 on the go at the moment, but one of them, it sits with a load of paper piercers in it. So I'm using my little mini one at the moment. And these are the inserts from your clear block caddy. You can buy, you know, obviously you can have your clear blocks loose, and you can buy them as individuals or as a mixture. Oh, I need to put these on first. But you can buy a caddy to carry them all in, and these are the inserts for them. So, little mini rhinestones. These are the smallest ones. And okay, centre that, and I'm going to put my dimensionals to the left and right of the word, because I want that. I've picked up 3 there. I want the baker's twine to run between. Oh, that would be my phone. Let's mute that. So I want the baker's twine to run between them, which it will now. and then mini glue dot on the back of those flowers and just position them, and that is a really cute little project. And like I say, I kind of half thought about wedding favours or even just general party favours. You could put a little goodie in there, and yeah, little sweet cute thing with dodgy bow. I'll sort that out. Anyway, thank you ever so much for joining me, and I hope to speak to you soon. Bye.